my gosh, look how beautiful it is in the morning. You can like see a bunch of color on it today. To the rooftop. So beautiful. What a wonderful morning. There's like no wind. It's supposed to rain today, but it's not cloudy yet. Man. I hope the detail on the mountain comes across on camera. Like you can just see it so clearly this morning. Oh my gosh, Becky. Look at that mountain. It's just so conical and out there. You can like see it. It's not occluded by clouds right now, so I feel like I should video every second of it. You can kind of see where I biked to yesterday. So like that house right there is like where I biked. I biked over here and then down there and then over there. What's funny is that like you can see like the houses and then like past that is all forest. So the closer you get to the mountain, the worse the view gets. Because all the trees are in the way. Kind of funny. This view is really beautiful, but it is super hot and super sunny. So I think I'm gonna go inside, read downstairs for a bit, and then come back up and then look at the view again, and then do that over and over again for a bit. Bagus. When I was surfing, they said bagus means like awesome or best. It feels weird saying it. It's a weird word. It's not fun to say. It sounds like haggis. The day has begun. I'm packed up. I just left my luggage in the luggage storage. There's one last place. I'm kind of like, I wanted to kill some time here before I start taking trains because I don't want to be stuck in Tokyo with all my bags when I have luggage storage here. So I'm going to the Mount Fuji Information Center, which is like a free thing. There's supposed to be like a bunch of VR and really cool things there. So I'm gonna go check that out. There we am at the interpretive center. They have a giant paper Fuji. It's like gotta be 100 feet around, made of paper. Super cool. Okay, they have two halls here. So I checked out the first hall, which was all about kind of the cultural background of Mount Fuji. It was actually really interesting. So like Mount Fuji historically was used as like a landmark. So if you look at like ancient maps of Japan, there's like very few things on there. There's like the canal that comes in at Osaka, Mount Fuji, and then the northern mountain range in like northern Japan. And so it's kind of interesting to see that. And then it talked about how people would hike to the top of Mount Fuji as like a religious kind of thing. And that that was kind of like it's significant. So as they kind of like started to climb the mountain, they needed places to stay, they needed provisions, they needed things like that. So people set up these base camps at like Kawaguchiko and like the other surrounding towns that eventually expanded into their own towns over time. So that's how like these towns began to exist. And it also talked about how Mount Fuji is super conical because the flow of lava was so steady in all directions that it just kind of came up and plopped out and then spread out, creating this cone over time. So there wasn't like any explosive bursts. It was just really steady over time, creating that conical shape. It was really interesting. Also, check out, okay, I know Korea and Japan, I've been talking about really crazy souvenirs, but they had Mount Fuji gardening gloves. It has like a little mountain on it, so when you bend your knuckle, it makes Mount Fuji. I'm getting the weirdest souvenirs on this trip. But okay, so that was the cultural side. It was also cool because it was talking about how when Mount Fuji erupted, they would be like, the gods are mad. And then they would start praying to different gods, right? Because Shintoism, Buddhism has all these different Buddhas and Shintos. And so the government would be like, start praying to this god. So if they caught you praying to another god, they'd be like, no, that's the wrong one. And they'd be super mad about it. So that was kind of interesting to hear about that side of things too, because I had always wondered like why it mattered if people were praying to different gods historically. So that was really interesting. And now, okay, so that was the culture side. And then the next side is the geographical side. So I'm gonna try to check that out. Also a place for you to lock up your umbrella. That's so Japanese. So the second center is really interesting. It talks about like the geology of the volcano. I'll talk a bit about more about it outside, but really, really interesting. Okay, so the geography of Mount Fuji. So it kind of like goes in different layers based by altitude. So at the top is what they call the volcanic desert, because it's so full of iron and it's just so high altitude that it's like a desert up there, which is really interesting. And then another thing they talked about is how the volcanic eruption of Mount Fuji is so full of iron that it puts out a lot of basalt, and because the iron oxidizes, it makes the mountain look red. So I hope that comes across in the pictures, but it is red. Like the whole mountain's like dark red brownish, like it looks like rusted, and that is because it's a whole rusty mountain. It was super interesting. And then it kind of just talked about the animals and birds and stuff that live there, which would be, I don't know, a fun thing to watch a documentary on, but I don't know, feeling the time pressure of getting to the train. So here we go, back to the hostel to grab my bags, and then off to the train station. All right, bagged up, officially checked out of the guest house. That guest house was so nice. That was really nice. Yeah, on my way to the station. I should get there about 11:20. Train should leave around 12, I think. But I'm gonna get the person there to like clearly lay out how the heck I get to Tanba, because that was the life hack the last train day. It was like talking to the people there and be like, how do I get here? This is where I need to go. And they kind of walked me through it. So yeah, off to the train station and then off to Tokyo. All right, here we go. Train number 1. Stop number 1 is Atsuki. Trains. Okay, well, the train went straight from Atsuki to Okonomiyaki, and it should be a 10-minute walk to my guest house, which doesn't open for another 2 hours. But I left my water bottle on Atsuki, so I'm gonna try to get some water, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Goof off for a couple hours. I'll find something to do. For lunch today, I have a local McDonald's burger from Japan. It's like an egg burger, apparently. There it is. It's got a big egg on it. Found my guest house. It's down a back alley on this sign here, 4th and 5th floor. And we go up these stairs. Here we go. Sports kids downstairs, cool. So this is where I'm staying for the next couple of days. It is a giant manga library with like hundreds of mangas. 90% of them are in Japanese, but still, pretty cool. Okay, so I'm in Tokyo now. And I'm in Tokyo for a very specific reason. To go to a very specific place. B Pump. For my non-climbing friends, B Pump is widely considered the world's hardest rock climbing gym. So I'm really excited for this. All right, time to climb a rock. That's just a V1. Would have been way better at this earlier vacation. This is like really rough to be like 20 days into travel. I'm trying to do this now. And you know what? It's actually not crazy. Like I'm climbing V2s, testing some V3s, and that's kind of where I should be. Like I haven't climbed in 3 weeks, so that makes a lot of sense. What I find is that a lot of the things are way more slopier. And like it seems kind of more dangerous than gripping, because they'll put like slopers like halfway up for your feet, and I'm in the little rental shoes. Maybe it's the rental shoes, I don't know. But I'm glad I came here. This is so cool. The rental shoes are absolutely killing me. They're so slippery. I'm so glad I went just because it's like a rock climbing mecca more than like anything else. So it's kind of a one and done type thing for my life on out. The trains here are so cool. Look at that cool train. That's so beautiful, so cool. So now I'm just heading back to the hotel. I'm gonna drop off my shirt, some of my climbing gear, and then I found an Okonomiyaki place. So I'm gonna eat that and then read some manga, and then that's the day. The trains were much better today than they were before. So I'm happy, but I'm tired. 3 weeks is too long. But this was awesome anyway. I feel like I may be of some use here. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So in Tokyo, their crosswalk thing does like a little countdown. And it has like little bars that go down the side. And then when it gets to the bottom, it changes over to a don't walk. So you can see it over here too on the other side. It's counting down kind of that bar as if don't walk. And then when it gets to the bottom, it'll tell us to walk. So there's 3 bars left over there. Looks like 2 bars maybe. One bar, walk. This is where I want to go. I'm so tired. But it's on the 3rd floor. And I can't get to the 3rd floor. There's like stairs to the 2nd floor. And then an escalator that skips from the 2nd to the 4th floor. And I'm like, where the heck is this place? Check this building out. In there is an escalator that goes to the 5th floor. Over here is an escalator that goes to the 4th floor. And here's an elevator that goes to the 2nd floor. I cannot find a way to get to the 3rd floor. And I'm on the 2nd floor. You would think this would be easy. It's like this building is the weirdest building I've ever seen. Okay, I'm gonna look at the map and I'm gonna try to sort out this Japanese action here. Okay, this is where I am. Go over there. 2nd, 2 to 5. B3 to 6th floor. Hey, there's an elevator over there. Okay, that's where I'm gonna go. This is driving me nuts. I finally found the Okonomiyaki place. And my table has like a giant hot plate thing in it. And it's hot. And I don't know what it's for. I can see the Okonomiyakis coming out of the like tray window from the kitchen. They look so big and so greasy and so tasty. I can't wait. They're kind of like glimpses, but like much larger. Oh, I'm hyped for this. I'm excited. And this completes my Japan food bucket list. There it is. Okonomiyaki. This looks really fluffy. Oh, nice. More sauces. All right. So you gotta chop it up, and then you take the pieces that you chop up, and this just keeps it hot. So you take your piece, chop it, like that. Take your chop, put it on your plate, and then you can eat your chop. The one I got is like a cheese egg one, so it's like cheese and egg and cabbage. It is mega cheesy and super duper good, crazy good, very very tasty. Okonomiyaki. Slice on my plate. Slice it up again because that's a little too big. Oh no, my chopstick. Oh my gosh, that was good. Dude, everything I have eaten for the last like 19 days, every meal is like the best meal I've had in my whole life. I need to get a Japanese cookbook when I go home. That was so good. Now, to slowly make my way back to my hotel. Now, to slowly try to remember where the heck my hotel is. What the heck, where am I? I almost went to another restaurant. That's not good. Okay, oh no, I forgot my umbrella. I've lost 2 umbrellas already on this trip. This is my 3rd umbrella. Going back for it. Okay, time for the long walk back. So the walk, these tiles are like shifting under my feet. That's like super sketch. But anyway, the walk is like really lit up. It's kind of like Dotonbori or Piccadilly. It's is really interesting. So, which I'm in like I think Akiwara is what it's called. It's a sub-district of Chiyoda, which is a sub-district in turn of Tokyo. So kind of like how Takatsuki is like a sub-district of Osaka, and then you can have Takatsuki-ski and like all these other things. So it's like a sub-district of a sub-district. But anyway, so I don't think it's like any kind of like fancy market or anything. It just looks really good because it's all lit up and fancy. Don't judge me, I'm on vacation. I was talking about so lit up, so much anime. Yeah, I'm in Tokyo. My hostel is somewhere in that general direction. Unlike Fujikawa, I'm not going to try to find it without a map. Well, you know what? I don't know. Let's see how far I get without it. I know I have to cross a river. But I got too many things going on. I got one of these cool fish cookies that's like made out of chestnut dough with a chestnut cream in it. So I'm gonna eat that back at the hotel. It looks super freaking tasty. But then also, all the white people are like so rude, which I've already talked about. And it's like, Jeremy was saying like 30 to 40 million tourists come to Japan. And it's like, could you imagine like if every tourist comes to your country is like some weird anime nerd? Like I would hate white people too. I get it. Here's the cool fish cookie I got. Tastes like a pancake. The city that never sleeps, and the guy that sleeps a lot. A match made in heaven. I'm gonna hike up these stairs and see if I can get to the roof. Because that one goes to the roof. And it'll be dope if this does. Oh, this does a bunch of garbage. Does it? I don't know, I'm curious now. I'm doing it. I'm hiking it. Oh my god, a bird. But yeah, so planning my day for tomorrow. I was supposed to go sumo wrestling tomorrow, but it got canceled because they didn't get enough people. So I have a free day now to just figure out what to do. So I booked a ticket for Team Labs, which I thought was further away than it is. It's actually within walking distance of my hotel. So I'm gonna go there. And then on the way is the Imperial Palace and a Pokemon shop and Tokyo Tower. So between those things, that's a full day. Oh my gosh, it looks like I can go on the roof. Sick. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I'm doing it anyway, because I'm a bad boy. Oh, cool. I like how you can go on the roofs of places here. Tokyo. I'm on a roof. Here's my beef with Japan compared to like Korea. Lots of big buildings just like Korea, but not as much cool architecture. I have done what a week ago I thought would be impossible. I have made myself sick of those weird wafer ice cream bars. Yeah. Okay, I figured out what I'm gonna do. I kind of outlined it. I'm just going Imperial Palace and Team Labs tomorrow. Yeah, it should be a chill day. 3 days left in Japan. It's crazy, man. I'm so tired, and I'm like, I want to have another rest day like I had in Busan and just chill out and do nothing. But it's also like there's only 3 days left, so it's just like, oh man, I don't know. But I got tomorrow planned anyway, so I'm off to bed.